Welcome back, everybody, to another season of PSTV. This is your commission, your co-commish, live and in action. Say what's up, co-commish.
What up, what up, what up?
And, we didn't know whether we were going to be able to make it this week, but we're in here in the studio grinding. And I hope you guys appreciate the episode this week. Hopefully, as we go along this season, we'll be able to add a little more bells and whistles to the show to get it back up to the way you guys are used to watching. But we're going to do a little condensed version today. All right. So before we jump in, Kokamish, another year of Dynasty. Do you feel the energy is a little bit different this season? You noticing
Dude,
some?
hell yeah, bro. Like, people be changing their nicknames, actually caring about that. Like, a lot of fab being thrown. After the rookie draft, I know, like, I had a couple conversations with people, like, oh my God, this is fucking intense. Yeah, the intensity's there. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the energy for sure.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the rookie draft too, that was a big thing. That was something that it was our first time doing it. I think we were all kind of waiting to see what that was like to figure out style, how we want to
Yeah.
strategize and everything. And some of the highlights from that. I mean, I went back and I looked and there was guys like Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Tank Bigsby, who maybe those guys went a little too low. Laporta and Bigsby in the third, Kincaid in the second, and we haven't seen him play yet, but
Mhm.
they're the opportunity is there. So those were a few of them that jumped out to me. There were some undrafted free agents after the draft too that we got to spend some big money on. Deuce, Gray, Michael Wilson. He was free, but still somebody who might have a role this year.
Mhm.
All the names I just mentioned, anyone kind of jump out to you? Somebody you're keeping your eye on?
Yeah, Tank Bigsby, man. Like, after the draft, I definitely regretted not picking him up. I've been seeing reports, right? Obviously, fantasy footballers, shout out. But
Yep.
basically, there was an article that came out that ETN was afraid to catch the ball. So, I mean, Bigsby could easily jump in there and be, a ball hog and take the catch and roll away from Travis Etienne. So definitely a faller that I regret not picking up. Laporta's another one. I think we just saw him yesterday. We're recording today, Friday, post the Lions Chiefs, and man,
God,
guy
that
can
game.
move. Yeah,
Yeah, he put up a showing on that game. Um, the tight end premium helps his score look a little bit
yep,
nicer
yep.
too. But damn, those Chiefs receivers, man, that was rough.
Fucking nasty,
That was tough to
nasty.
watch. But at the end of the day, still happy to have the game back. I mean, I missed it. It's been a while. We got a little bit of college in
Hmm.
our system, but it's nice to get some pro stuff in there too. So,
Yeah.
that's the draft a little bit. We had some good trades in the offseason too. We ate off of the Travis and Goat trade that happened earlier. The one that was Chubb for Algier and Swift and Hunt
Damn.
and we just could not wrap our heads around it. Then all kinds of, in our other league we call it witchcraft brujeria happened,
Yeah, yeah,
and
dude.
and then at the end of it, all of a sudden, Goat's the one who's looking like he made out like a bandit.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
so that one was crazy. I did a couple. I had one with Bad Wolf, the Pierce ETN swap.
Hmm.
A lot of people were like, what's the word I want? Maybe like just like not surprised, but more about like perplexed why either of us would make the trade. But that one was interesting. It was our first trade that had a condition and a conditional
Yeah, yeah.
pick, so that was cool to break that ground. I got one with "We Built This City" and
We built this city.
in Pity City, so that was cool. But those are some of the ones that were interesting. And that said, we've seen between the rookie draft, the trades, a couple of like free agents here and there. Rosters are looking different. And we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Before this gets started, we got to figure out, I mean, who's the favorites? Like who are the guys we're thinking this is their year, at least in week 0 to 1,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So I think no surprises who's at the top. You want to kind of unveil numero uno, or do you want to start at 6 and then work our way up?
I think we all know who numero uno is. I think everybody knows.
Let's
Got
start there.
Garrett
Yeah.
Wilson, Chris Olave. Like, looking back,
Please.
I saw I mean, let me reveal it first. It's Chili Bowl, if you don't already know.
You know.
But man, I looked at how he got Olave, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that trade
Crazy
happened. It
trade.
went all the way from I think Lil Chubb to Nish to Chili. Like he definitely called his shots, and I mean they paid out. His wide receiver room
Devontae
is
too.
and Devontae too
Yeah,
against
he gave up
from
a
Lil Chubb.
pick for him, and the pick ended up being Zach Charbonnet. But
Yeah,
when you get a chance to win a chip, and he did, he
yeah.
co-champ. That fuck that pick, fuck
Like
that.
fuck that pick. It's a win now sometimes, but yeah, Chili Bowl looking dangerous as ever. Yeah, and that's number one. You want to reveal who number two is?
So the rest of this is where it gets interesting.
Mhm.
Um, we're gonna go with Bad Wolf as number two, and it might be a little hot takey. No, he didn't have the greatest performance in the postseason. I think a big thing we're overlooking is the Bills players he's got because Diggs and Allen both struggled at the end of the year because of Allen's
Mhm.
injury.
Mhm.
Um, a whole offseason removed from the injury, healthier. I think we're going to see some renewed vigor for the Bills, and so I think he just needs to go right back up because before that injury happened, he was rolling. He was as good as
Yeah, he
Chili
was.
before that.
Yep.
What about number three and not far behind?
And not far behind is Travis. Travis, I mean, he's a birds of war for a reason. He's got Hurts, he's
Yeah,
got
he's
AJ
ready to
Brown,
battle.
that's stack, Lockett looking strong. I am worried about JSN there, like potentially taking some of those targets, but I mean, Lockett's gonna get his own. I mean, he's done it um every single year that he's been in the league. Kenneth Walker, a little bit of worries there, but I mean, I think Walker is a dog. He's gonna eat. So yeah, that's why Travis is up there right now. You want to say who number four is?
And then at number four, and this is probably another controversy. I mean, the guy is a co-champ, and we're talking about auto drafting Fugly here. Um, it's the depth for me. I mean, if we were talking about single elimination, one game,
Hmm.
um, what's the difference between a team like auto drafting and a team like Travis? And it's the depth here. I worry if he's
Yeah,
going to have the pieces to mix and match to put on a run to get to the playoffs. Once he's in there, with no question what he can do because we've already seen it last season. But he snuck in last year. Is he going to sneak in this year? I've got some doubts, but you got to give the man credit because his elite guys, as long as they're healthy, he'll be there. And
yeah.
then another guy who's got some elite players comes in at five.
This one's gross to say, but it's Nish, man. Like
Oh,
started RBZ. Like I mean,
fuck.
no, I'm just giving him shit. But literally, like started RB0, and I guess that was the move. He started it at the right time. The
Yeah.
like and shit. I mean, these pieces. It sucks about Kelsey, but I mean, he's got the wide receivers, the Dolphins stack. Like I
And
that can take
yeah.
him far. Literally, I mean, assuming Tua is healthy, sky's the limit for all of the Dolphins players on his team. And if Kyle Pitts actually does show up, we'll see. It depends on Desmond Ritter, but I mean, with it is tight end premium. Kyle Pitts could actually end up getting 15, assuming he is the ball hog and he's healthy that he used to be. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the tight ends over there, something to watch. So
Hmm.
a team who sneaks into the top of the ranks, or at six, but in the
Yeah.
playoff pole positions. Um, my team, and I made the playoffs last year, didn't make noise, and I think this team is good for some different reasons from some of the ones we see at the top. Um, elite at the onesie positions, quarterbacks and tight ends,
Hmm.
and then just deep at running back and wide receiver. Not a team that presently looks built for the playoffs, but built to get to the playoffs. And
Yeah.
if that's, I think that's the gamble that. Why I'm the manager. I know that's the gamble I'm making right now. Is that I just need to make sure I get there, and we'll figure out the rest later.
Hmm.
So that's the design. I think that's That's what I've got on that team. Um, Obviously, the other teams, they're good too. These projections for week one, we've got a lot of close matchups, and we'll get into that next. So, kick us off. One of the two most exciting matchups we've got. Who we got?
It's going to be Bad Wolf and Jay Molly, man. That one is going to be
Crazy.
close. You got Burrow Allen. You got Bijan starting him off a week one rookie. You got Alexander Madison leading a team for the first time ever, like
Yeah.
since Dalvin Cook has been out. JK two legs. Is he going to have two legs? I mean, it's going
Nah,
back to one. I mean, against the
Najee.
Texans, though, great Najee. You got Laporta, I mean, showing up. Eckler,
The
is he
boss to
gonna
play him too. The boss to play him on his
legit
rookie debut.
fucking balls? Legit, it's gonna be a match to watch. He newly acquired Travis Etienne. Is he gonna be the true number one for his team? Like
Yeah.
a lot of pieces here, a lot of action that we're gonna see from the Jay Molly Bad Wolf matchup.
All right. That all said, who do you think's going to win?
I'm gonna take Jay Molly. I think
Oh,
yeah, I have to go with my guy. I know he finished last year, but really Bijan, if he is the dude against Carolina, yeah, they do have a defense, but I feel like if Bijan is the dude and the matchups um play his way, which I feel like they're both gonna have issues. I think most of Bad Wolves players are playing the Jets, who is going to have a at least top five defense, while Jay Molly is going to have a couple players playing the 49ers defense. So, I mean, they're both even there, but I think some of his players have better matchups that this week. So I'm taking Jay Molly. What about you?
I'm going to go on the flip. And before I kind of jump into some reasoning, just so you guys know, viewers, we kind of sat around 500 on these predictions. So not terrible. So we know a little bit about what we're talking about here. Maybe this
Yeah.
year we can get it above 500. But for this one of us is going to be wrong and right, and I'm going Bad Wolf. The upper tier players, the upside, they may be matchup proof. I know Sauce Gardner's out there; he's going to be on Diggs,
On
but
Diggs, yep.
is he ready? I don't know. So if we're to think that the Jets score, then Bills have to pass. They're going to pass anyway. This is what they do. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to trust some of the upper tier players more, and that's why I'm picking Bad Wolf. And upper tier players, not the reason I'm picking the next matchup, or not evidence by I pick the next matchup, but your commish is going up against Go. And our teams are just tethered to each other right now. I've got some of his picks. We've swapped some players. I mean, 2 years ago, I think he ousted me in the championships, or to get to the championships. There's just a lot going on with me and Goat's
Hmm.
teams. But I'm going Goat. I'm worried myself because of Ramondre and Andrew's injuries that are coming up. We don't know the details yet. We don't know how severe they are and if they're going to even miss or not. But if I don't have those guys, it's kind of hard for me to see myself getting the edge. Especially he's got some points already on the board from a good showing from Amon Ra and a decent one from Pacheco. So I'm going
Hmm.
Goat for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Really, I mean, it really comes down to Mandrews and Ramondre Stevenson. What's gonna happen there? They're both kind of been questionable. Um, it's tough to side with GOAT, especially with Deshaun Watson. But Deshaun Watson's gonna have to play. I am worried about Lamar Jackson, Baltimore playing against Houston. It kind of seems like,
Three Browns:
yeah,
Njoku, Chubb, and Deshaun. He's
yeah.
all in on them.
I think the Browns are going to have to show up, and Watson, as much as I hate to say it, is going to show up against the Bengals. Um, First week, they're going to get the defense is going to get that rust off, so I think they have a chance compared to Lamar Jackson and J.K. Two Legs. If they just run the ball on Texans, then Lamar Jackson isn't getting too many points there as projected. So that's the only reason is really. Lamar Jackson, is he actually going to make those 21 points? And are Mandrews and Ramondre Stevenson gonna play? So yeah, that's what's going against you. But if they play, it's gonna be a good matchup between y'all two.
All right. Well, if you're gonna go ahead and pick against me, then who do you play against? I'm about to pick.
Yeah, it's gonna start off with a rivalry game at the beginning, and it's gonna end with this same matchup. It's gonna be Cool Kid versus Chili Bowl, your
I'm
Coke
picking
Nish.
Chili.
I'm picking Chili too. It's
Damn.
it's a revenge game for Chili. I know he's probably got a little salt from having that one L blemish on his
Blemish. Yeah.
record. Yeah, it was. I bet he was a little frustrated at that, so he's definitely gonna not bring out the lube. Let's just say that. Let's just say there was a message there,
But
and he decided not to bring the lube. So we'll see how it goes. Started off good with that Monty Gibbs, not too bad, basically as projected, but we'll see what the rest of the team does. But yeah, I mean, he's got a stacked team. He's got the depth. It's tough. It's going to be
yeah,
tough
I'm
to
not
see who actually
honestly.
beats Chile.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if everything goes normal who beats them. So
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna elaborate. It's the team's too good. On to the
Yeah.
next team who's not good. Or I mean, maybe they're okay, but the projection this week is fucking booty. Speaking of booty, Booty Palmer, 82-point projection so far. I mean, he'll probably come in over that. It's 82 is
Yeah.
real low. We've seen it happen. I've done it before, so I mean,
Hmm.
it could be me this week if I don't have those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that matchup, Chubb's going up against Nish, and it's tough. Nish missing Kelsey, so there's a little bit of a window now to kind of make that matchup competitive. But I'm still
Hmm.
gonna go Nish. He got a decent outing from Gray, and now the rest of the team just needs to kind of deliver as needed. So I'm taking Nish, and I'm just business as usual.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Nish. It's tough to say, but I mean, when you play Sky Moore and you're relying heavily on the
Point
49ers
four.
offense, point 0.4 points. God, I mean,
This is
I
a half
see it.
PP. This is a half PPR league. He got point 0.4 points.
So I'm going to go with Nish, and I just find it tough to be relying on Brock Purdy as their starting quarterback. I mean, I don't think they
Yeah.
release them. I think they're going to be running the ball against Pittsburgh. And I mean, shit, I don't see too much upside with Debo. McLaurin is coming back from a turf toe. There's just a lot of question marks on Little Chubb's team.
Yeah.
And again, Nish has that upside and a decent floor, even with having Odell Beckham in. And even if Kyle Pitts and Odell Beckham are shit, I'm sure that the Dolphins are going to carry
That's what
him
it
through
is.
this win.
The
Yeah.
Dolphins against the Chargers. I mean, there's room for that to be a big scoring game, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So our last matchup and arguably the juiciest, we have defending co-champ auto drafting Fugly against a playoff powerhouse in Travis, and their projections are pretty close. Um, Otto already has some points from Mahomes, and Travis did kind of have a dud from McKinnon. I don't think it was in his plans to play him, but got a little bit of cold feet with the running backs in New England
Mhm.
or the running backs in Philly playing against New England's defense. So, there's an opening here for this to go down to the wire. Despite that, I am more worried about the guys that Otto is starting, like Quentin Johnston, Cam Akers, more so about those guys and their talent versus the matchups that Travis has. And we're worried about those matchups, the Eagles against the Patriots in particular. And he's got a lot of Eagles. So,
Yeah.
it's probably a rough week, but that's a good team. They'll probably deliver. So I'm going to go with Travis. And then you would want to,
I
do you know?
am switching it. I'm going with Otto. I think that Jerick McKinnon live tilt.
I'm gonna
I
delete the
you
whole
you
show, dog.
No, I do believe that the New England's defense is stacked. I think the Eagles are
They're
going to
really
have
good.
issues with them, and I think um, it's tough. You have James Conner against Washington. What does that Cardinals offense look like? It's uncertain. And yes, Otto's playing Jahan Dotson, but to me it seems like he's going to be the wide receiver one, and I feel like there's going to be points to be had against the Cardinals. I see Otto pulling this one off. It's
I
going to be
like
a
it.
close one, but yeah, I have to tilt.
I like it.
It's gonna be
Nah,
a tough
that's
one.
ballsy. You took two ballsy picks today with Jay Molly and Otto.
Yeah.
I went chalk. So hopefully, I mean, hopefully you're right, man. It's more exciting that way. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, that's the matchups. There's some ranks for you. A little bit of recap. We're gonna try to be in the groove of things. Maybe get you. I mean, you guys are gonna notice by the time you're watching it, this is not gonna be edited to the level of the rest of the stuff. But at least it's here, So, hopefully we'll
Yeah.
get back on track and we can get you guys back up to some high quality production too. But anyways, it's been your commish, your co-commish. We're happy to be back, excited for the year. And you got anything else you want to sign off with?
No, just like, subscribe, and follow.
That's it, guys. Catch you next week.
Peace.
Peace.